many of the audience who are going through their first capital raise. Can you share any insights?
Yeah, the first thing I'd say is make sure you have a process. Bring in an investment bank, bring in, depending on your size of company, you could bring in a business broker, but really get a chance to meet multiple companies. And I think when you do that, you'll actually find different companies offer you different things. Some will offer you money on great terms. Another one will offer you money and resources. So I always try, first of all, to run a process. By the way, when you run a process, you also tend to get better terms because they know it's competitive. So if you're giving away equity or you're paying, debt at a certain rate, you're going to get a better deal if you run a process. But I think you're going to get a better partner. Second is know what you want, because sometimes you get enamored with, one company, you get enamored with the process, you get enamored with something. Know what's important to you, because if you pick A, you might get it, but if you pick B and you sell to a very large institution, you aren't going to have the say that you might have if you sold to a different type of organization. So make sure you're clear on what you want. And then third is have an exit plan for yourself. So, I agreed to stay on 2 years after selling. I thought, hey, I ran it for 5, another 2. And at some point, I think it's just good to bring in another voice. I had an exit plan and then I had my exit plan so that you kind of know when to step away and do it in a positive way.